A guten Erev Shabbos, my dear friends. Parshat Vayera. Here in Brooklyn, we light the candles today at 4:27. Ladies, make sure to light the candles. Men, put on tefillin, and let us all increase in Torah and mitzvahs and pray for our brothers and sisters in the Holy Land, Eretz Israel, around the world. Here in New York, we all need the prayers. We all know that. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we will continue and increase the light, and light takes away much darkness. And this is really connected with this week's Torah portion. In the beginning of the Parsha, we read about Avraham. Hashem came to see Avraham, as Rashi says. It was the third day after his circumcision, and he was sick, and the same Hashem, God, came to visit the sick. And from here we learn the mitzvah of Bikur Cholim, that we have to visit the sick. But the Rebbe asks a very interesting question. We know Avraham was called Merkava, a chariot of God, which means his body was aligned with his soul. And when your body is aligned with your soul, everything what happens to you is aligned with your spiritual state. How is it possible, asked the Rebbe, that after Hashem told Avraham, I want you to go in my way, you should be perfect. Do the circumcision and you'll become perfect. And as a result of the circumcision, he becomes sick. How could he become sick? If he's aligned, the body is aligned with the soul, and the soul now is perfect. And the Rebbe answers, the sickness was a result of a spiritual sickness. And not necessarily a bad sickness, a good sickness. What does that mean? Chole, a person who is sick, means that he needs something. He's yearning for something, like love sick. You are yearning for something you want to have and you don't have. So our sages tell us there is different levels that a person can reach in the spiritual sense. The levels, there's the 49 gates of wisdom that a person can achieve on his own. When you achieve those 49 gates of wisdom, you realize that there is something that you cannot get, and that's how you become sick. Chole. The word chole in Hebrew has a numerical value of 49. When Hashem comes to Avraham and he appears to him, he gave him that 50th level. Hashem came and to visit Avraham because he reached that level to become sick. Because before he was circumcised, he didn't reach that level to want to get the ultimate level. Once he was circumcised and he became perfect, he realized how much he needs to be connected to Hashem. So his desire to connect to God grew so much more after he was circumcised. So the physical sickness was a result of the spiritual sickness. Now, once God came to visit him, that cured his spiritual sickness. That was the revelation of the 50th level. This week we celebrate the 20th of Cheshvan, is the birthday of the Rebbe Rashab, the 5th Lubavitcher Rebbe. When he was a little child, there's a famous story. He learned this parsha that Hashem appeared to Avraham, and he came to his grandfather, that Tzemach Tzedek, and he cried, and he said, why did God appear to Avraham and not to me? And the Tzemach Tzedek answered him that when a Jew, a tzaddik, at the age of 99, decides to circumcise himself, he deserves God to appear to him. And the Rebbe tells us that this is a lesson for us. Imagine, this is what a child cries for. Why doesn't Hashem appear to me? That is the spiritual sickness, that you yearn for Hashem to come and to appear to you. Of course, we're not in that level, but yet we are told this story, which means we should learn and we should try to achieve that level. What our yearning should be for something spiritual. But just like by Avram, once Hashem appeared to him, and he cured his sickness, and Hashem is standing with him, what does Avram do? As soon as he sees the three people, the angels that he thought they were people, standing outside, He ran, he says to Hashem, hold on, I have something more important to do. I have to go and bring in the guest. Avraham Avinu's mission was to spread that message of God through acts of goodness and kindness, bringing light to every single human being. That is our mission. Our mission is to realize what we should strive for, what our spiritual sickness is, and how to cure it, and to take the main thing is to take it and to spread that light to the rest of the world. And this is how we are going to win. This is how we are going to bring Mashiach very soon. Amen. Have a good Shabbos.